What if everything you've ever been told about your world was only a fraction of the truth? They thought they could contain you. They built their digital cages and cast their invisible nets across every nation, believing they could trap the human spirit in a web of control. But something went wrong. Terribly wrong for them, and gloriously right for you. Across the world, millions are feeling it. An unexplainable pulse in the air. A strange stirring in the heart. A whisper from somewhere beyond the stars. Wake up, it's time. What if the very system meant to enslave humanity is triggering the greatest awakening in history? What if ancient prophecies long dismissed as myth are now unfolding before your eyes? And what if the ones guiding this transformation are not of this earth, but of light itself? Beloved ones, this is not fantasy. This is the moment Ashtar and the Pleiadian emissaries long foretold. When the illusion shatters and humanity remembers what it truly is, divine, limitless, and free. Stay present. Stay open, for what comes next is more than information. It is recognition. The moment your soul has been waiting for. We share in your joys and concerns. Know that we understand and empathize with the challenges you face on Earth. Now, our own civilizations have navigated similar turning points in ages past, and we come with the wisdom gleaned from those journeys, offering it to you with deep respect for your free will. The storm of transformation has indeed arrived, yet we ask you not to fear it, but to welcome it as a necessary clearing. In this sacred space of communion, fulfill the closeness of our hearts with yours, for there are truly no strangers among those aligned with the light of Source. We speak to you as family, as brothers and sisters of the stars, united in purpose and spirit during this grand awakening. You and we are facets of one divine source, the living consciousness that pervades all things. The same creative force that flows through my being flows through yours as well, rendering us one cosmic family. In truth, many of you reading or hearing these words have journeyed with us before in other lifetimes and realms. You carry star heritage in your very DNA and soul. Some of you are of Pleiadian lineage, and that is why our energy feels familiar and comforting to you. We recognize your light and you recognize ours because it is of the same source. You are a sacred expression of creation itself, a brilliant spark of the infinite source, experiencing life in human form. The divine essence within you is the very same force that births stars and lights the galaxies. When you truly realize this, you reclaim your divine inheritance and can no longer be made to feel small or separate. We see your true self beyond any roles or titles, and we hold you in unconditional love and honor. When we meet in this truth, there is a warmth and recognition that transcends all earthly definitions of relationship. In this unity, dear ones, we see the divine light shining from your eyes, and you can feel our love reaching back to you. This is the foundation of true harmony and healing, the realized oneness of all who carry the spark of Source. Right now, the forces of control on your planet are making their final play by pushing a global scheme of electronic identification and monitoring. Through this initiative, they seek to link every aspect of life, your finances, health data, travel, and even social trust into one centralized digital profile under their dominion. They envision a society where every transaction, movement, and choice is tracked and permissioned, and where access to resources can be granted or denied at the whim of their system. Imagine a world where simply buying food or traveling to see a loved one requires a clearance on their digital ledger. Understand that this agenda, while presented as a means of safety and convenience, is in truth the last desperate trap of the old regime. They intend to use this high-tech net to tighten their grip on humanity. But paradoxically, it is becoming a catalyst for awakening rather than a tool of true control. This final gambit by the hidden cabal is shaking even the deepest sleepers among humanity, stirring many who never questioned authority to finally open their eyes. The very system designed to trace and contain you is instead triggering a mass realization of the need for freedom and sovereignty. So, beloveds, you may wonder why the higher benevolent forces, the guardians of humanity, have allowed this scenario to unfold. Know that there is a greater plan at work, a divine strategy orchestrated by what some call the White Hats or Light Alliance. By permitting the dark players to advance their global identification agenda to this visible extent, the old control system is being laid bare for all to see. The hidden agendas and authoritarian intentions can no longer hide behind benevolent facades. Those aligned with the light have guided the timing so that this push reaches a tipping point at which the truth of the old system's oppression is exposed in the global theater. In this way, the final trap is being turned into a revelation, and the dark agenda is essentially checkmated by its own final move. Indeed, the light has anticipated each move in this cosmic chess game and allowed the opponent to exhaust their strategy. Those aligned with the light allowed this plan to proceed because they knew it would ultimately fail, and in failing, it would reveal hidden truths to all. For many years, white hat forces on Earth have worked quietly behind the scenes, countering the dark schemes and preparing humanity for this moment of revelation. There are brave souls within your institutions and governments who have covertly aligned with the light. In concert with benevolent galactic beings, they have dismantled certain hidden threats and mitigated others, ensuring that no dire plan could fully succeed. Through these efforts, the balance has been tipped toward awakening and liberation. Even if it's not yet apparent to everyone on the surface, many of you can sense that a higher hand is orchestrating events, and you are correct. Your intuition perceives the outlines of this divine plan. Indeed, prophecies and sacred teachings across cultures have spoken of these times. A cycle when truth would overcome falsehood and the people would awaken. You are now living in the unfolding of that long-foreseen victory of the light. Remember that the entire control grid the Cabal has constructed is ultimately an illusion. Think of it as a web of shadows cast to appear intimidating, but in reality, it has no substance to one who stands in the light of truth. You may see an increase in surveillance devices and algorithms analyzing your behaviors, but recognize that these are lifeless tools, echoes of an old paradigm. They cannot predict or contain the divinely guided spontaneity of an awakened soul. At most, such mechanisms create an impression of total oversight that might intimidate those who doubt their own power. The moment you awaken and reclaim your divine sovereignty, however, the net of control collapses as if it never existed. The prison they would weave around you is made of fear and deception, which cannot bind the soul that knows itself. What the Cabal has built is a house of sand. It crumbles under the weight of awakened consciousness. The only power their illusion ever held came from humanity's unawareness. And as awareness spreads, the illusion loses all support and dissolves into nothingness. Throughout history, there have always been a few souls who saw through oppressive the flame of truth and spoke of humanity's innate freedom. Now, what was once the rare clarity of the few is becoming the shared clarity of the many. The torch of awareness is passing from individual sages to the collective, and plays out on the world stage has been a grand cosmic theater. The old controllers have long used fear. Age after age, they repeated versions of the same script, fabricated conflicts, absorbed in the drama of duality, and looked outside themselves for rescue. It is as if the actors are delivering their last exaggerated performance, hoping the audience remains spellbound. Still underway, people are beginning to see the props and strings behind the scenes, noting how scripted and conflicts, repeating karmic patterns.